Hi, my name is Nurul Islam, and today I'm going to talk about peer-to-peer training in the case of Googler to Googler. In 2007, Google initiated an employee-to-employee training network called Googler to Googler. The employees dedicate a portion of their time to helping their peers learn and grow. This includes teaching courses, providing one-to-one mentoring, and designing learning materials. A study by Degree found that when employees want to learn a new skill, 55% of them will turn to their peers first before turning to their bosses. This shows that peer-to-peer learning can be a powerful development and skill-building tool that can minimize the cost and time taken for employees to actually complete a certain skill-building course. Now, what is continuous learning and what are their key features? Based on knowing, continuous learning refers to a learning system that requires employees to understand the entire working system. They are expected to acquire new skills, apply them on the job, and share what they have learned to other employees. And thus, the cycle of continuous learning happens. The first features of continuous learning is formal training and development. This refers training and development programs, courses, events that are organized by the company such as classroom training, computer-based learning, lecture class, and on-the-job training. For this type of training, an evaluation will be made at the end of the program to measure the effectiveness of the training to help the organizer to improve in the future. The second one is informal training, whereby the trainings are rather casual and incidental. This type of training has no specified training goals and no way of evaluating it. The training has achieved its goals. This type of training occurs so naturally that many are not even aware of the training experience at all. Next, we'll take a look at the knowledge management. Knowledge management refers to the process of enhancing company performance by designing and implementing tools, processes, systems, structures, and cultures to improve the creation, sharing, and use of the knowledge. It is also to improve an organization's efficiency and save knowledge within the company. Tacit knowledge is more intuitive, less easy to package and share with others, such as innovative thinking, understanding body languages, whereas explicit knowledge, on the other hand, is information that is easily codified and taught, such as how to change a toner in a printer and mathematical equations. The training method that is best used by Google is distant learning, which is used by geographically dispersed companies to provide information about new product, policies, or products as well as skills, training, and expert lecture. For example, Google can use a teleconference method to accommodate to the geographically dispersed offices so that an employee can have access to a training that is being broadcasted in an office halfway across the world and still experience a two-way communication that enable them to ask and answer questions. On the other hand, hands-on methods are methods that require the trainee to be actively involved in learning, such as on-the-job training. On-the-job training refers to a new or inexperienced employees learning through observation peers, performing the job and trying to imitate their behavior. Googler to Googler platform at times does require an employee to watch and imitate, such as how to clean a computer, which demands for the employee to follow the steps one by one on disassembling, cleaning, and reassembling the computer. Then we have the simulation method. Simulation is a training method that represents a real-life situation, with trainees making decisions that result in outcomes that mirror what would actually happen if they were on the job. This requires an agent to follow through the problem and following the scenario until the issue is resolved. Google evaluates Googlers to Googlers program outcomes by firstly its cognitive outcomes. It is measured by the degree of acquisition of knowledge. Next is skill-based outcome, which is by evaluating behaviors or skills through work samples. For example, an employee will be asked to perform a simple task. It will be evaluated through video. Return on investment of the training outcome is also considered one of the ways of evaluating. The way of evaluating this is by identifying the cost and benefit of the training. For example, if the cost is higher than the benefit, thus the outcome is considered a failure and vice versa. In a company that has multiple offices in many parts of the world, such as Google, cultural differences are a must, and if not managed properly, will result in a hurdle in communication, especially training session. The first step to diversity management in Googlers to Googlers program must be taken by the top management. They need to actively find solutions to make the business care for diversity, especially in companies like Google that has offices in 50 countries. The management also need to include diversity as a part of the business strategy and corporate goals. Apart from that, recruitment and hiring is also important components of effective diversity management programs. The human resource team should consider to ask the talent search team to identify wide arrays of candidates to ensure various background of employees can be hired and will dilute the culture differences. Manager accountability is also important. Manager compensation should be linked to their success in meeting diversity goals and creating openness and inclusion in the workplace. We can see Google having a unique concept of office space that is designed to be more open and laid back. This gives the opportunities to the employees to mingle around with each other, thus reducing the cultural gap between them. In this concept, however, it is important that the manager participates and fully supports this effort as well. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Please like and subscribe.